English language, especially one study here. So what's maybe you can study in here, maybe in Al-Quran or Tajweed or others maybe.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
What do you want to study here, except the Arabic?
You know, Tajweed, Islamic studies. I love reading Oriental studies also. You know, Eastern philosophy, but also a Western perspective on Eastern philosophy. So I get an understanding of what my home country thinks about Eastern philosophy. But other than that, also, yeah, religious studies, economics is an interest to me, especially Islamic economics. There's learning that the teachings of Islam give very
What's your time in this afternoon? Yes. So this is my name Adi. You can to call me by my name.
Yeah.
So, what's your name? I forgot.
Daniel.
Huh?
Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Your our complete name is
Daniel.
Daniel. Just Daniel.
Daniel Hassan Zaid.
Oh, Daniel. Yeah, thank you so much.
Mr. Daniel,
Yeah.
maybe I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Your father is from Indonesia.
No.
Your mother is from Indonesia. Your father from Iran.
Yeah.
I want to ask you. Maybe you stay in America how long time?
Right now I'm 18, so I can say 18 years of my life I've lived in America.
From grown?
From growing up to high school, I would come to Indonesia, you know, certain times for vacation or visiting family. But other than that, I grew up in America, in an American setting, with American friends mostly, and yeah.
Subhanallah, it's very much, yes? Very nice. So I want to ask you how about the religion of Islam in America? Is very nice or very bad?
It's very mixed, especially right now. You know, you see a lot of Islamophobia still. People very discriminatory towards people who are Muslim. Their sisters who wear hijab, and that sparks a curiosity. Oh, why do you wear hijab? You know, that's really nice. But at the same time, you get people who will insult sisters who wear hijab and so on. But also, there's people who open who don't understand it, but they're just like, they ask questions. Oh, why do you believe this? Why do you believe that? Why do you believe in these things like that? But then, again, at the other side, you just have people who are very insulting, who just spit pure stereotypes of bigotry, and they don't even want to answer back. They just say it to hurt you, and that's it. But it just takes educating, inshallah. Yeah. But Islam in America, it's still growing very much. Right now, there was an Islamic college in California opened by Hamza Yusuf, and there's different Islamic institutions that open in America. Not even for Islamic studies, but for contemporary studies too. Just like how there's Catholic University in America, there's also Islamic universities. And Muslim communities are still growing, very much so. So, Muslims are, injected in American society. It's already in the society. There's a lot of Muslims in American society. It's just, we have to see over time how Muslims adapt and how America adapts to the Muslims in American society.
So, different Indonesia and America. What's in Islam?
In Islam?
Yes.
By diversity, because in Indonesia, you mostly see Indonesian Muslims, especially in the island of Java, you see Java Muslims. Everyone wears sarung, Islamic baju,
yes.
and then you know the topi. In America, you have people wearing thobes, warma, the Pakistani clothing, even Western clothing when they go to the masjid. You just see the diversity in that. Also, the people who run the masjids are very different. One masjid you have a Pakistani running it. The masjid close to my home, you have a Jordanian running it. An Arab Jordan, Canadian. So yeah, I would say the diversity, and being that the minority is very different. We never hear the adhan playing out loud in America. It's only said in the masjid, so it doesn't disturb the neighborhood around it. And I would say that's a sense of the difference. Other than that, we practice Islam the same way. You know, we're still Muslim. We pray 5 times a day. We all say the Shahada. It's just that when you find that you're the minority, it's a very different environment from being the majority. That especially you'll have people come up and just be very curious about your beliefs. In Indonesia, women wearing hijab is normal.
Yes.
In America, it's looked at very oddly in some places. Simple things like that. Just people are very curious about it in America because we're the minorities.
It's very nice. Maybe it's enough.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
How old are you now?
18.
Yeah, 18.
Dia 18.
Can you speak English, man?
Bisa bahasa sedikit.
Ya.
Kalau misalnya dengar-dengar itu, teman-teman di sini enak gitu.
Enak. Ya, teman-teman di sini enak. Enak, bagus, very welcoming.
Iya. Jadi kalau istilahnya dengan kamu aja gitu, maksudnya nyambung. Kalau misalnya ngajak berbicara atau apa itu satu arah atau nyambung gitu. Paham?
Paham.
Iya, gimana? Kalau misalnya lagi komunikasi.
Oh iya, komunikasi saya.
With other friends.
Oh, when I communicate here mostly, I communicate in English because the faculty told me if anyone speaks Indonesian, tell them to stop and start speaking English. Because they see that since they have an American already, you can help the students practice English. Because Indonesians grow up here, they already know how to speak Indonesian. There's no need for them to continue speaking Indonesian. While you have an American here, try practicing English with them.
So when the children or the student in this university come to you to speak by language, maybe English language especially, so what's your argument if you want to try language?
Try what?
Well, language to you. So what your response? You happy or?
I'm very happy, of course. It's very welcoming. Especially when I'm just walking outside and people's like, "Assalamualaikum. Where are you from? America." You see them light up. Practice my English with the Western. There's a lot of Indonesians here who never met a Western, or they never had a conversation with a Westerner. A native English speaker, so they see that as an opportunity. I'm fine with that, practice English for me. If I'm busy, I tell them, maybe we could talk another time, but I have no problem with it.
So, if you think about this student in this university, it is very respond with you. Is very nice.
Very nice, very welcoming, very humble. Well, a lot of the kids here are very humble, gracious. So again, it was just very welcoming. When they talk to me like I'm another human being, not just a Western American who doesn't know Indonesian customs or anything. They talk to me, how are you doing? How was your day? Did you eat yet and everything? Yeah.
I'm sorry, before you can if you want to back to your American after studying here.
After studying here, inshallah, I don't know my overall plan right now, but my main focus, I told you, is to study here for a year. After that, I want to go back to America and visit my family, but after that, I don't know if I want to study here again or study in America. Because again, I just graduated high school, and I'm still laying out my future plans.
You want to study here or study in America?
Currently, I'm thinking about studying back in America, so I go out in America. But inshallah, see how things go. I could go to college here.
So if the student maybe in this university who want to study in America, you can tell how easy for study
to study in America. First of all, it's got to get it's very competitive going to American school because you have students all over the international world competing to study in America. So you have to have top-notch grades. Other than that, you should be very active in the community. If you prove to school in America, you volunteer a lot in the community, you're very active in the community, you care about, you're very humanitarian. Because colleges don't only want to see good grades, they want to see good character in a person. They want to see he has leadership qualities.
Maybe care about the foreign student admission or no?
They care about foreign students. There's a lot of foreign programs, especially in the local University of Maryland, things like that. There's many international programs to get international students in to make the colleges more diverse. But they only take the top-notch students, depending on the school.
So, and the conclusion, if you want to study in America, maybe you must active in academic. This is
academy, community. You have to work on your talents and use your talents to work on your weaknesses also. So it's just all of that. So it's not just good grades, especially in America. You get kids with the best grades, they can't get into even middle tier colleges. Why? Because colleges don't only want good grades, they want to see that you have good character, you're very active in the community, you have a hobby, you know?
So, how many days or how many months you study here?
Already?
Yes.
Oh, just 1 week so far.
This 1 week.
This 1 week.
Only see. We until what soon?
Huh?
Until what soon? Until this month or better atau lebih more to study here?
Yeah.
Or just 1 week? 1 month.
No, I'm studying for a year, inshallah.
So maybe if I want to study with you and talk to you, maybe if you want, if you have the free time, it's
Of course, anytime. Anytime you're sleeping, just, say assalamu, what's up, just talk to me. If I'm busy, I'll give you my contact information, and maybe we can talk later.
I have if I was your time visit, I have very.
No, it's no problem.
So what's your teachers now?
My teacher?
Yeah, in here.
I don't have a direct teacher. Currently, students are teaching me. Students are in free time because, again, it's towards the end of the semester, and a lot of people are very busy right now, especially with exams. So I get a teacher like Mr. Ahun, or I get a student like Amir, Raborka, or Misbah help me out.
Yes.
Very nice. I want to ask you about your experience in Indonesia. Have you long time in Indonesia? 1 month or?